Dead by Daylight has some pretty glaring issues at the current moment. And the most frustrating thing that I think I've learned about this game recently is the fact that the developers know about it. And I'm not speaking in the terms of, oh, well, of course they know about these problems and issues. They're probably working on them. The community. So no, they literally know about these issues. Now, what the hell do I mean? Well, that's what we're talking about in this video. It's very frustrating for me. I've made a couple videos over the past couple of weeks about Dead by Daylight, why I quit, and its wasted potential. I promise not every Dead by Daylight video I make is going to be negative. There's some amazing things about the game that I want to talk about in the future. But this is probably my last negative video for a while, but this just pissed me off, to be honest. So let's go ahead and jump into it. So what exactly do I mean? Well, when I was getting some thumbnail stuff for my last DBD video, the wasted potential video, I uninstalled the game again because I'm not playing that shit right now. Like, it's frustrating. I'm waiting on some sweeping changes across the game that hopefully improve my experience and what I want from the game. But as I was uninstalling it, I got my Google Chrome open. I was like, what the fuck is this? And well, it took me to a survey website for Dead by Daylight, why I was uninstalling the game. And I'll throw the image up on the screen real quick. So this is what I came to. And if you read through them real quick, some of them, most of them, are pretty normal and basic. My friends don't play the game anymore. There's too many fucking bugs, dude. Too many cheaters. Normal shit. But there are a few that really stand out, and we'll go through them real quick. We'll just list them and then talk about them. So the matchmaking pairing is inaccurate. Wow, is it? Is that a reason that you listed on here? Huh, that's interesting. Perks are locked behind characters. Really? Wow, okay. The game doesn't feel like a horror game anymore. Oh, right, we're really getting somewhere here. Oh my god. Lack of cross progression. You know that thing that was mentioned like 3 years ago that was coming soon, TM, and here we are 3 years later, and it's still not there. And lack of transparency from the developers. Okay. Let's go back to the first one. The matchmaking pairing is inaccurate. So this is something that people have not only said since MMR has came out. This is something that people have said since the rank system was a thing, right? Like, iridescent, gold, bronze, whatever the fuck else it was. This has been a thing since then. You'll have to excuse me. I'm noticing, like, as I'm recording this video that I'm getting sick and it's a sinus thing, so I sound weird. But anyway, since the rank system was a thing, this has been a complaint from the community. And then MMR was added, and it was made 10 times worse because the MMR ceiling is way too low. There are too many people getting to the highest MMR that shouldn't be there and should be somewhere in a proper MMR, should be somewhere around the middle, but instead they're at the highest. So it's worse than the rank system somehow, and it's extremely bad. And we complained about it. MMR was added when I was hot into making content, when I first started making content for DBD like 2 years ago, dude. What the fuck? It's on your survey, guys. It's on your survey. And I don't know how long the survey's been active. Whether it's been a month, 2 months, or a fucking year, that's too long that you can acknowledge this problem and have not done anything about it. So moving on to the next one, the perks are locked behind characters. If you wanted to buy every single character in Dead by Daylight and get every single perk, I think it's over $300. Not counting the $30 that you have to spend to actually purchase the game. And a lot of these perks that come out and have came out end up being meta, which the way Dead by Daylight works is you have to use these meta perks at a higher MMR to have a better chance at enjoying the game, as unfortunate as that is. And I've talked about that at length in other videos, so I'm not really going to go too far into that. But yeah, you have to spend a copious amount of money to get the perks on this game, which is absolutely nuts considering how much perks affect the game itself, and that directly correlates with my last video, so check that one out. The game does not feel like a horror game anymore. We've said this for years. We've said this basically since, like, the game got popular when Michael Myers came out, and all these different playstyles kind of, like, came into the game, which, I mean, the players have the ability to play the game the way they want within the realm of the game's design. The devs designed it as such. But holy shit, this game does not feel like a horror game. I've never felt like I've been scaring people less than when they're teabagging me in front of a pallet that they just dropped on my fucking face while they're clicking a flashlight in my face. Or they're teabagging me at the exit gate. or they're mid-chase jumping through a window, teabagging me. And, you know, like, it, even playing as a survivor, because you play like this, right? I mean, I don't teabag, usually. But, like, I'm not scared when I'm getting chased by any killer. And I really never have been, right? I only get scared if it's, like, a Ghostface or a Michael Myers or, like, another, like, jump scare killer, right? And that's very rarely, because they make it so hard for that to happen. But I'm never scared. More of I'm trying to have fun and think how I'm gonna 360 a fucking fool, right? Like, there's no fear involved there. It's not a horror game. It's not. The ultimate celebration of horror in a video game is not a horror game. That blows my fucking mind, dude. Anyway, we'll move on to lack of cross progression. Again, cross progression, they talked about it, what, like 3 years ago? Maybe it was in 2020, so maybe like 4 years ago at this point. Said it was coming soon. Here we are 3-4 years later. No news of it. I keep seeing people retweet their actual post on Twitter, and it's ridiculous. I own the game on 3 different fucking consoles. Well, a PC, an Xbox, and a PlayStation. And the fact that I can't switch between those consoles, like say my computer breaks down, which it did, and I had to wait 2 weeks on a new one, I couldn't play Dead by Daylight if I wanted to. Because even though I own it on Xbox and PlayStation, and I have those, my shit, all the $300 that I've spent on the game, not including skins, does not transfer. That is whack. That needs to be fixed. Even if there's no cross progression for like levels or, you know, perk grind or add-ons and everything else, like the shit that you have bought needs to be there from system to system, because it's a money racket at this point. And I think the biggest one on this list, and it's at the bottom, and I'm talking about it last, and there's good reason: lack of transparency from the developers. If you watch any one of my videos where I've been known to shit on the developers, you will hear me say that there's no transparency with these devs. They don't communicate. There is zero communication. It's the same problem at NetherRealm Studios because of WB. These motherfuckers do not communicate with their community. There is no transparency whatsoever. They don't let us in on hardly anything that's going on until it's going on. They have a whole fog whisperer program to where it's supposed to be content creators funneling 100,000 different voices into their voice to voice the concerns of the community in a very direct way to these developers. And it has been said by fog whisperers in the past multiple times that the devs just don't fucking listen, dude. They didn't listen to True. Ox just made a video a couple months ago about how he was done making balance videos for Dead by Daylight, and like these big long 2-hour discussions on what should be changed and what shouldn't, because they just don't listen. And there's no point in him wasting his time doing that shit. And I think the reason that is, and we've seen it a lot, an unfortunate amount with Dead by Daylight. We go all the way back to the one developer who played Pig and acted like he completely knew better than everyone else when he couldn't find hooks in a live stream. He didn't know how to chase. He didn't use the killer's power at all when it came to Pig, which if you know anything about Pig's power before, I guess they nerfed it. I think they nerfed it since I've stopped playing. It was very important that you use her power, her head traps, you know, the bear traps. And then we had, when I was making content, that whole debacle with the one fucking dev who came on stream and compared Dead by Daylight to hockey, which was one of the things of all time. A lot of these developers at Behaviour seem like they have that I know better than you mentality, and that's really not the mentality to have when you're developing an asymmetrical live service game. Because even though you pay for Dead by Daylight, it's still live service. So, man, I think a lack of transparency and the developers acting like they know completely better, 100% on every topic better than the community, kind of goes hand in hand. But yeah, this just frustrates me because, like, regardless of how long the survey's been there, these are some pretty glaring problems that have been problems for years at this point. And it seems like they put them on a survey to be like, hey, we acknowledge you, but we're not going to fucking do anything about it, like, ever. Guys, fuck you. Like, that's how it feels when it comes to this. But I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Interested to hear what you guys think about this. Probably my last rage boner video when it comes to DVD for a hot minute, but we'll see. I got a squad video coming out in the next couple of days and a ground branch video. Don't know which one's going to come first, but make sure you sub to check those out. We're just kind of having fun at this point, just making whatever the fuck we want to. It's doing alright. I'm happy about that, so thank you guys. Anyways, I'll see you dudes on the next one. Peace out.